Play Johnson. Eagles truly embraced the underdog role 0-20 after defeating the Falcons 15-10. Eagles offensive tackle Lane Johnson explains why he and Chris Long wore dog masks. 0-2010, 20 p.m. ETPHILADELPHIA. The Eagles embraced the underdog role. Boy, did they embrace it. So much so that a pair of veterans, right tackle Lane Johnson and defensive end Chris Long, went out and bought dog masks, German Shepherd masks, to be precise, to sport pre-game in order to get into character in the days leading up to the game. Chris Long celebrates the Eagles' underdog win over the Falcons by wearing a dog mask. Al Bello, Getty Images. Me and Chris Long were talking at lunch, and everybody's calling us underdogs, so hey, let's go get us a dog mask, Johnson said. That's what we did. The 6th-seeded Atlanta Falcons entered Saturday's divisional round game in Philadelphia as 3-point favorites. It was the first time in NFL history that a top seed was not favored in its first postseason game. The organization pounced on this angle, playing up the idea that they were being disrespected. They even hung up copies of analyst predictions to show how many people were siding with the Falcons. Philly used that edge to help fight past Atlanta, 15-10, and into the NFC Championship game. The underdog Eagles used a mistake-free performance from their backup QB and a spirited defensive performance to advance to the NFC title game. When did Carson Wentz go down since that point? No one's given us a chance, said coach Doug Peterson. I understand Carson's a great player, but every week our guys are hearing the same thing. Now, all of a sudden, we're not good enough. We're 13-3, best record in football, home field advantage throughout. The guys are gonna motivate themselves based on what they've heard for the last month. It really doesn't matter what you guys talk about, because our locker room is united. I'll go to bat for every one of those guys. I'll go to war for every one of those guys in that dressing room. The loss of Wentz certainly factored into the questions about the Eagles' playoff viability, as did the shaky play of his replacement, Nick Foles, to close out the regular season. The offense was up and down against Atlanta and found the end zone just once, but was backed by a lights-out defense that came up with a big stand in the shadow of their end zone to close the game. The Eagles advance as a result, and await the winner of Sunday's game between the New Orleans Saints and Minnesota Vikings. They'll have home field advantage once again and certainly earned some respect by taking care of the Falcons, but Johnson's holding on to the dog mask just in case. I would imagine we're probably not going to be favored next week, either, he said. At this point in the season it really don't matter, it's anybody's game.